Hey everybody, it's the Doll Boy, and today I'm back with a Cruella DeVil makeover, inspired by the live-action Disney movie. If you're new to my channel, I love giving my dolls makeovers and creating custom versions of them. If you love dolls as much as I do, please subscribe to my channel to join me in my hobby. In my last video, I showed you a bunch of second-hand dolls I got, including this Mattel Belle doll. I did really like her face a lot, but didn't think she resembles Belle a lot. The doll also has a middle part rooted in her hair, and the hairline is shaped into a widow's peak. For the custom Cruella doll I had in mind, I did want her to have quite a cartoonish face to fit in with my other Disney dolls, but not have an exact copy of a Disney princess doll I already own. That's why this face seemed like a perfect match. For the split hair colors, I'm gonna be using the DGHQ Nylon hair in metallic white and metallic black from the Doll Planet, with white on the right side and black on the left. I then take a bowl of boiling water so I can dip in the head. This makes the plastic more flexible, which helps to take off the head from the body more easily. As you can see, the neck was already broken, but since this body does not have any articulation in both the arms and legs, I was not planning to put her back on this body anyways. Then, I'm just going to cut off all of the hair as close to the head as possible. I follow that up with my pliers that I got from the Doll Planet and scrape the inside of the head with these. For this step, I'm keeping the pliers closed and simply scraping the scalp from the inside, which pulls all those short hairs to the inside of the head. That leaves you with a very nice bald head with a lot of junk on the inside. To clean that up, I once again take the pliers and just pull out the leftover hair from the inside to have a completely empty head. Because I'm drastically changing this doll's hair colors, I also want to go ahead and paint the scalp to match. To do this, I'm using black and white acrylic paints and some Mod Podge. I mix in the Mod Podge with the paint because that keeps the paint nice and flexible, which will help the paint stay on the head while rerooting. I also keep my reference pictures close to make sure I paint the correct color on the correct side. The paint mixture I created wasn't giving me as much coverage as I wanted, so I did add a second layer of that paint off camera. As I mentioned, I am using the metallic black and metallic white DGHQ Nylon Reroot hair from the DollPlanetHair. Originally, this hair is very long, so for this reroot I will cut it in half, because I'm going for a medium long hairstyle, so I don't need the doll to have floor length hair. And cutting the hair in half before the reroot will save me a lot of hair. I take a small section of that reroot hair to work with, brush it out really well, spray it with water, and cut the hair in half. Then this will be the hair I'm sectioning off to prepare for the reroot. I like to lay small strands of hair on my table, so I have them ready to go during the process of rerooting the doll's hair. I did the same thing for the white hair, so I'm able to reroot both colors at the same time. This Mattel Belle doll head is already very flexible, so I do not have to worry about heating up the head at all. And I can just go right in with my reroot tool that I got from the Doll Planet. To reroot the actual hair into the doll's head, I take one of the strands I separated, wrap that around my finger, pick it up with the reroot tool, and push it into one of the holes. And then I pull it out right away. This can happen sometimes, which means the hair is not secured enough inside of the head yet. Usually this will happen to me when either my strands are too small or my reroot needle isn't going into the head far enough. That's why I did pull out the needle of the reroot tool a bit further, so it could go into the head a little deeper. And this time I was successful. When you try to test if the hair is secure, you do still want to be careful, because it will definitely come out if you pull hard enough, but I personally do want to be able to gently run my fingers through the hair without it falling out, even before applying any glue. I continue to reroot the entire hairline, going around the black half first, and then adding the white to the other half. When I've got the hairline done, I swap the black and white on my table so I can do the part on this doll. That's because for this doll, I want to get that really neat split hair color look. That does also mean I cannot use my regular easy technique for hair parts, where I root one row of hair and then split that into two, because that would risk mixing both colors. So what I am going to do is root one row of white on the black side and another row of black hair on the white side. And then I'll crisscross those rows so everything will be on the correct side, giving you a really nice parted look. This method is called thatching, and this is actually my very first time creating a reroot with a thatched part. So I was pretty nervous for this. I started this off by rooting one line of white, with the hair rooted pretty close to each other, in the original holes she already had. After doing that one row of white, I'm bringing that over to the black side of the hair, and I'll root another row of black just like that, right next to the white one. On this specific doll head, there was only one row of holes already there, so for my black row, I'm creating my own holes. As you can tell, for these rows of hair, I'm using the full length of the reroot hair. That's because I want to do a pretty blunt haircut on her, and I don't want to deal with any unwanted shorter pieces on that top layer. Besides that, I also feel like the thatching process will be easier when the doll has longer hair around the part, because my theory is that the longer hair is easier to grip and hold down, so for my first time I just wanted to play it safe. After rooting those two rows, I'm just gonna crisscross the hair, using pretty thin sections at a time. For me, this was a pretty time-consuming process that required a lot of focus. And as you can see here, I took the point of my rat tail comb to help me section off those tiny strands. The result of that looked really neat already after doing only a small bit in the front. And after completing that entire section, I was pretty pleased with it. I didn't do a perfect job, because you can see that in some areas the part is a little bit off. But for my first time, I'm definitely not mad at it. Thatching these sections also made sure the black and white are back at the correct sides again, and to keep this neat, I twisted that out of the way while I complete rerooting the inside of the doll's head. I personally love starting on the hairline and parts when I'm rerooting, because that makes sure I finish the hardest parts first, and then I can just let go of my concentration mode and just relax while I reroot the rest of the hair. After filling up the entire head with hair, I twist the hair out of the way, which honestly gives such a cool look already. To set all this hair in place so you won't pull it out while styling, I add the Fabri-Tac glue inside of the head. Then I also take a Q-tip and swirl that around inside of the head to spread out the glue evenly. I let this glue dry overnight, and then I take a Disney Store Rapunzel doll body, because that body has more posability than this Belle doll originally had, and the skin tone was a pretty good match. I already dressed the body in this outfit. Then I added the head back to the body to reveal the complete doll. Because I wanted to keep the split hair color very neat, I also want to set that part in place. To achieve that, I'm taking some very hot water and dip the head in. Then I also dip the ends of the hair to smooth that out too. Because I used that longer hair on the part, you can obviously tell that the bottom hair is much shorter than the top, so to fix that, I'll be cutting the blunt haircut I envisioned for her. For this, I start with the bottom sections, so I can see very well which ends have to go to create that fuller look. Then I just brush the top sections down and just cut those the same length. After doing the haircut, I take some straws so I can add some wave to the hair. The look I was going for was a pretty natural, messy wave, so I'm alternating the directions of the curls I'm doing, but I'm starting off by curling both front pieces away from the face. When all the curlers were in and the hair is drying, I also wanted to alter the face paint just a little bit by painting the lips red. For this, I'm simply using acrylic paint and a toothpick and paint over the original lips. After letting the curlers sit in the hair overnight, I take them out to reveal the final product of my Cruella DeVil custom doll. I really hope you liked the end result. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to see more videos like these, let me know in the comments down below, because I have a lot of ideas for upcoming reroots. Then to see more pictures of my Cruella doll and my entire doll collection, also follow me on Instagram @TheDollBoy. See you next time!